Game 2 of the Toronto Maple Leafs and Tampa Bay Lightning has just finished, and to say Toronto showed up to play is an understatement. They completely dominate game number 2 as they score the first goal 30 seconds into the game from Mitch Marner. And honestly, watching this game, obviously Toronto played really well. Tampa Bay was not themselves in this game, and I think a big part of it is the fact that Victor Hedman missed the game and Eric Cernak is out from the hit from Michael Bunting. Obviously, Michael Bunting, if you haven't heard, has been suspended by the league for 3 games for the interference slash elbowing call on Eric Cernak in game number 1, but Toronto ends up coming back and winning this game 7-2, scoring a touchdown after the Tampa Bay Lightning scored a touchdown versus them. This game got chippy. There was a lot of good fights in this game. We'll kind of skim through the highlights. We got the first one here was Giordano versus Zach Bogosian. Wasn't too great of a fight, but obviously got the boys fired up a little bit there, but Toronto was just on fire. And a shout out to captain of the Toronto Maple Leafs, John Tavares, who actually puts up a hat trick in this game to keep his team alive. Honestly, I don't know about you. If Toronto lost this game, they were getting swept 4-0. If you lose both games on home ice, especially, the Toronto Maple Leafs have not made it past the first round in 19 years. Last time they made it past the first round, they beat the Ottawa Senators, and I believe it was 2005 or 2004. So this is, if you go down 2-0 against a team like Tampa Bay Lightning going on the road for 2 games, there was just no chance. So winning this game was absolutely massive. A shout out to Morgan Rielly, who also had 3 assists in the first period, I believe, to end the game with 4 assists. The team, they were buzzing tonight, Everyone probably thought they were going to blow this lead when they're up 3-0, but this snipe from Willie Nylander coming up was an absolute rocket as well. Rielly, nice little spin pass. Nylander slows it down, and then top shelf on Vasilevsky. Vasilevsky did have a little bit of a weak game here, but going into game number 2, do we expect him to slow down? Or game 3, my apologies. I don't expect him to slow down at all, but we'll go through a couple more of the highlights. Ian Cole actually scored this ridiculous goal. Nice pass from Stamkos. Little forehand, backhand. You're not expecting that from a defensive defenseman, but Ian Cole gets a goal for them to make it 3-1. And at this point, you're like, okay, they might be able to come back here. Nice hit there before he scores. But when I saw that live, I was like, wow, Ian Cole has hands. But Toronto was just too strong. A nice little pass there. And then there it is. John Tavares' second of the night on a rebound. Vasilevsky actually almost made this save with a crazy acrobatic save. But things did get a little bit rough for Tampa Bay at the end of the second, as I believe Toronto scored 3 straight goals from their depth, which is a huge part of the playoffs. If you don't have depth, you're not winning the games. But as you see, at 5-1 now. And then make it 6-1. A slapper from the point from, I believe it was Mitch Marner. Boom, turnaround. Deflected off Hagel in front, so beats Vasilevsky. But let's get to the good stuff. The fight. This fight was one of the best fights I've seen in a while. We have Tanner Janot versus Luke Shen. Look at the boys go. It starts off with Janot or Janot pounding him, and then Shen comes back with a bunch of lefts, and then Jano gets the right one, the right free, takes the helmet off, and this is where it really he flips as Jano completely dominates him after the end of this fight, bloodying up Luke Shen. But this was a great fight, as you can see, kind of blood on his forehead there. Great fight there, but unfortunately wasn't enough to we'll continue. A nice hit on Austin Matthews there. And then finally, another goal for the Tampa Bay Lightning as the fourth line strikes with Corey Perry, sliding one underneath the goaltender Samsonov, making it 6-2. But as tempers flare, you got Corey Perry fighting who Toronto kind of imagines the worst defenseman in the NHL. At least that's the way the Leafs fans put it. Justin Hall. Barry gets the better of him. Not too much of a fight. Couple punches, but really just takes him down, gives him a couple cheap shots on the side of the head. But that's really going to do it for the game. Tavares scores the hat trick right there as he sneaks it in, but that's a big goal, get the momentum going. But that's how this game ends, 7-2 in favor of the Toronto Maple Leafs. So this game, what a save there on Ryan O'Reilly, by the way. So series is now knotted up at 1-1. Who do you have for game number 3? They are going back to Tampa Bay. And this series, I said from the beginning, it's going to be the Bolts in 7. But who do you have in the comments below? Who's winning game 3? And hopefully Victor Hedman can get back, because without Victor Hedman, I don't think that the Tampa Bay Lightning can compete with a team as offensively dynamic as the Toronto Maple Leafs. But I'll catch you in the next video. See you very much, and go Edmonton, go, and maybe go Sens, go, and maybe 1 year of them like the plus, and I'll see you. Bye!